Hey everybody, welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place to be for tips, tools, strategies, everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. On Tuesday, the digital diva is right here in the house. Terry Johnson, online from New York City, is right here with us right now. We are going to be doing some marketing talk. So grab a pen and a paper, something to take notes with, and let's get into this so that you can put the things that you learn to work. Take action. Practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. And you got to have the proper information to make it work. So, without further ado, we've got TJ coming to talk to us about the best asset.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Marketing Talk, where we talk, Fran just said, we talk about things, marketing strategy, marketing systems, things that you need to know in order to make it online today. Because with AI, with algorithm changes, with all of those things, it's very confusing. I know, because I'm confused. I'm watching and reading so much stuff every day that it gets, I lose some of it. But I saw something, I think it was this past week. I've had a busy week. It was this past week, and it was an article on Huffington Post, HuffPost. And I'm going to bring it up for a minute. And I just want to preface this by saying I sympathize with this person for the situation, that because it has to do with what's going on, the government systems and everything. But when I read the article, the thing that instantly popped out to me is like, oh, they're not seeing the picture. And that's a part of why I talk about the creator economy. So it's going to be about the creator economy. It's going to be about online. It's going to be about social media, all that stuff. But it popped out to me. I said, this is why I talk about the creator economy, and I'm going to do more of that. But this story, that just jumped out with me. So let me bring it up. And did we figure out what that stuff on the side was? Or this just a real quick?
Oh, you mean the
scene thing?
Yeah, I haven't played with it enough to figure
Oh.
out how to set a scene, but
because is it something like I could have this? I have it. I'm just saying, like, I have to click and this and
I
that.
think you can put your scene together. Like you can plus,
Right, I can put stuff
you can
together and
put
then just click it. Okay, got
right.
it. All right. I was just asking because I just remembered what we talked about that, and I was like, what do we do with that? All right, so here's the article. I want to bring it up, and I want everybody's opinion. I really do. Because
Okay.
it's not just, this is what when I read it, I was like, okay, I sympathize, but I see the big picture, or the picture that they're not seeing. Okay, so here's the article. And let me get back to you guys. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. HuffPost personal. I work hard my entire life. Now I'm 70 and broke. Something had to change in the country. So this person, I think this is his name is Michael Borden. Let me get back to the article. I'm just going to really just go through it real quickly. He has okay, listen, here we go. So he is an advertising copywriter. He worked for years, and his job, he lost his job. He didn't really explain how he lost his job, but something is going where he's trying to find a job, like a replacement job for the advertising copywriter. So really, if you want to read this, I will put the link in, but I want to go through this. So he talks about finding a job, and then he says he works part-time at a deli to make up the shortfall between my rent and my social security. It's the same job I had when I was 20. The minimum wage was $2. Now I earn $17 an hour making sandwich, slicing turkey and mopping floors. He goes through the whole detail of it, and he's like, what's a boomer to do? Like, I can't rely on the government anymore. I can't get a copywriting job. He's watching every penny. And it was very depressing. And if you read it, it will be very depressing. But I also picked up from this, I was like, oh, He's not seeing the big picture. Can anybody see what I'm talking about before I get into it?
He's not seeing the big picture of how everything has changed.
Yes, that's it. Because we talk about that. Everything is digital. Everything's exchanged. So he's going about, well, I think he's 65, 50, no, 70 or 70.
He said 70.
Okay. So he's trying to replace his old job of advertising copywriter, which I know this type of person because, like I said, I worked in advertising for a long time, and my uh, vice president was this great guy. He used to tell me these stories about when he was in Madison Avenue and he had to use onion skin and draw because he saw me doing computer stuff, and he was like, "Oh my God, all the let me tell you about how it was when I had to do ad copy or I had to make graphics or I had." So this, I understand where he's coming from because he's not. He's looking like I need to replace my job. We're in a digital era. I mean, and can we agree with that? Everything's digital.
Yeah.
AI has really put that to the forefront. And I'm seeing this as the one asset. He has an asset, a best asset, a big asset. And I read it. I said what it was. Does anybody pick it up? I said what his asset was. And if you don't get it, I'll find it for you.
Well, I think I wasn't paying attention, so let's reread.
That's okay. I will tell you. His biggest asset is, and let me find. I'm an advertising copywriter for years. I remind the customers that blah blah blah. He went into, I think he has had a job for 40 years. I'm not sure. He's very like telling a story. He doesn't like give the details, but I'm assuming he's been an advertising copywriter. He was good at his job, and he's been doing it for 40 years. Can we agree to that?
Yeah,
in there somewhere. So that's his biggest asset.
His 40 years of experience.
Boom, there you go. Now he's trying to take that and apply it to. I need another advertising copywriter job with an ad agency. Why won't? And it's not working because he's saying now he's working at the deli for $17 an hour. Why is this not working? And there's a path forward, and he's not seeing it. And I understand because he's 70. I understand is what I'm saying. I'm not putting him down. I'm not disregarding him or denigrating him. I'm just saying there is a section where people are not seeing things.
Okay,
go ahead.
So Terralina and I did a program yesterday talking about old dogs and new tricks. He better learn how to take them skills, and because he has the skill set, he knows how to do the copywriting. We have AI now. He would be the best person to tell AI what to write.
A new tool. That's what I was telling you about when my the vice president of my department was always telling me about how he did things. He had the knowledge, but I was using a new tool. See, knowledge, the new tools. The new tools, AI.
Okay, right, and because you know what the sentence structure should be, so when you tell it, I want A, B, C, D, E, F, you'll know if it's right or not.
Exactly. Exactly. So what's the issue we have with AI? It can give us information, but hallucination, right? And
right.
I explain what that is. Should I explain it again? The hallucination?
Yes, we should explain what hallucination is. It didn't take drugs. It's just
it's not tripping. It is tripping. Well, see,
it is AI tripping, but it didn't take any drugs.
Yeah, AI it's code. It's just a system. It's just a thing, a tool. You give it a command, it must complete the command 100%, even if it doesn't have all of the information.
Right.
It goes, oh my God, I gotta give the answer to this. Only have 80% of it. I'll make up to 20% because it's pattern recognition. It spits it out. And you go, wait a minute, that's incorrect. It doesn't care. It's just trying to complete a task. Okay.
Right.
So this is where you, the human, the person with the experience, looks at what was sent to you, or the results from, I call him my assistant. You look at the results, you say that's not right, fix XYZ, and they fix it. They say okay, and they fix it with your new input from your experience, right?
Your experience, your 40 years of experience.
Yes. Yes, because
Yeah,
you know exactly what is it supposed to sound like, look like, feel like, whatever. In any industry that you're in, not just the copywriting, in any industry that you have
right.
experience in. Okay.
So so pretty much he can create his own economy if he would just he I was like, dude, you have the keys to your own
Yes.
future.
40 years of 40 years
Year.
of copywriting. I was like, man, that is like Fort Knox. All
Hmm.
you gotta do is figure out how to get it out of here and onto that or
Right.
this. Okay.
Now, okay, now see, here's the thing. I'm wondering if he's one of the people who is a technophobe and like,
Could
I'm
be.
not doing it. I'm not that newfangled da 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 da. Do you not?
Yes,
Do
the
you?
kids dancing is stupid. All of the excuses. But what I'm saying is, and I understand that's why I said he's 70. When I saw the 70, I said, oh, here we go. I know what time it is. I know what time it is. And I've had this discussion with a few of my neighbors in here who are a little older, not 70, but a little older. I had a conversation with one lady that she does grants, something with grant proposal, something. And I was like, do you know the information that you have, the knowledge and experience you have? You could consult, you could start your own business, you could start a website, you could get on
What?
all the options. Okay. But I understand that there is a mindset shift that needs to happen because they are used to 9 to 5, going to work, sitting in an office, talking to people, You can do all of those things that you did before. You do them here or on a computer. Okay.
Right.
Can we agree that we do things differently? Different
Yes.
tools.
But you can still do the same type of work with the same results you were getting before.
Yes.
You just got a different tool set. The
Yes.
toolbox has changed.
Yes. So and I'm thinking because he's complaining, rightly so, about the $17 an hour deli job, and it's very demoralizing and depressing. And I'm
Can I
like,
say, let me say something about
go
that.
ahead, go ahead.
You better be happy that the state of California made everybody get $20 an hour, or you still would have been at $5 and $6 an hour
Right.
doing that.
But
But because we normally what California does, the rest of the people pick up. You could not be getting $17 an hour.
but okay, you're right. And then remember that there are lots of people, scammers, and some that are not scammers, that are genuine. How many times do we see online you can make 10K months? I made 10K this month. I made 20K. I made 50. I've seen people say I made 100K this month. And they're not lying because they have tapped into the creator economy, because they have the knowledge and they have put the message in the right way for the right audience that made a connection and they made sales.
How
And
is
it's
it that
easy.
I saw this young dude got in there and was telling you how to do your YouTube channel so that you can get your subscriber count up and
Yes.
get your monetization done.
Yes.
And I was like, what? And to your point, there's a guy that talks about Social Security. He used to run the Social Security department, and now he comes on and tells you about what's happening and how you can do this and how to all of this other stuff. And
Yes.
he's got thousands of followers, and I'm sure he's over 70.
Yes. And then that reminds me, remember, I think we brought up on a Friday show about I brought up the story that Mark Cuban told all the federal workers that were let go, laid off, to
Hmm.
not go back to their job, but come back as make the government pay them for their knowledge as a contractor, and he
Yep.
would back them. And that is the idea. You don't go back into the 9 to 5 grind. You go, wait a minute, I worked for the government for 40 years, whatever, and they need my expertise. I don't have to go back in as an employee. I can set up easily. It's not difficult. You can set it up easily. There are a bunch of sites that will help you incorporate or LLC or whatever you need to do. You pay a fee, they walk you through it. You do that and you say, hey, government, you have to work with me. I'm a contractor. And they're
Right.
not going to say no. Why? Because you have the best asset of your 40 years.
And you know what buttons to push, you know how to present.
You know how
And
to get in there and get that machine working because they don't know. Trust me, they don't know. They fired you. You were the person pushing the buttons and knew how when this broke, you did this or this and that. You have the knowledge. There are so many specialized agencies in the federal government that I'm telling you, if you put somebody in there, they would not know what to do. But the person that's been there 40 years knows what to do. So it's about mindset change.
right. And sometimes that's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
shift.
I'm not saying this is easy. I'm just
No,
saying
but the shift we should always be aware of the shift.
yes. It's
That
a
part
path
right there.
forward. It's a
And
path.
that's why you come here, to learn how to take the hassle out of your hustle, because there's always things that you're going to have to shift. This change is always happening, and we got to keep up. That's why you come here on Friday. That's why you come here on Tuesday and the other days during the week, so that you can recognize the shift and be prepared.
And I had another article I wanted to pop up real quick. This was Business Insider. They can't find a job. They also can't afford to retire. Oh, what is this about? Older Americans are taking blue collar jobs or navigating unemployment because of hiring slowdowns. Many say that ageism, tech changes, and economic shifts have affected their retirement plans. Some say they found career fulfillment while others have struggled with financial uncertainty. So this is another good article. I'm going to put the links in the chat so you can look at this. But
Mm-hmm.
they go and they talk to people about they are in a spot where they need employment, but they're not getting hired because of ageism. They don't, like Fran said, they don't know AI. They haven't kept up with tech. A lot of these companies want a younger person because they can pay them less. Oh, there's a whole myriad of explanation. So this goes into being an older American but still needing money. And then some of the people in this story, they set up their retirement plans, retirement funds, and whatever. But guess what? The stock market, they're finding out that they don't have enough money. So a lot of older Americans are seeing that they have to go back to work, but the job market doesn't want that.
And,
Because
and see, some of them could probably, if they tweak the attitude just a little bit.
mm-hmm.
Don't go in there mad at the world when you're trying to get a job. You people just don't like me, and I'm whatever. Stop doing all of that,
Well, some of them
because
are not even getting to that where they can talk to a person because AI sorts through the resumes and the application process.
exactly. And then what is the Indeed, and who are the other ones that the
Robert
different,
Half, and there's a whole bunch of like staffing.
right, where you go in, you don't even really go in. You put all your
LinkedIn,
stuff
yeah.
in.
One of the people said about applying on LinkedIn, they don't get any. They get crickets. They get crickets.
because
Why?
because of whatever you put in your resume is stale,
Yeah,
or how you present it is stale.
right.
And with LinkedIn, you can actually go in there and it'll tell you how to craft your message for the job that you want.
Right. But see, there's also systems in place that know if you have a certain amount of experience, that means you're older. They don't there are things, and I don't want to get into the legalities of this. I'm just saying that there are things in place to where if you're in this group, they don't want you because they want a 18 to 24 to 30, somebody younger who they don't have to pay, whatever. But that is not going to work also because that younger person, that Gen Z, that whoever, I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying they don't have the experience. That's why I said this is the best asset.
And nor do they have the wisdom to do some stuff. And we had that with we saw that with Blab, with these young cats came in there. "Oh, we're tired of doing this," and flipped off the lights. I'm like, who said that was a good idea? you did not have somebody seasoned in that position to tell you,
I love
hey,
that seasoned. I'm gonna start saying that seasoned.
somebody to tell you that that might not be a good idea. You might want to give some advance notice so people can prepare. They didn't have that. They just, felt like a whim and just decided, oh, we're not going to do it. And where are they now? And tried to get us to come back for something else. We were like, no.
Trying to get us to come back. Okay, I
Mark
got
has
one.
a
Oh,
comment.
okay, go ahead. Yeah, Mark.
Mark said the landscape will either be forced to change or it will be Hooverville again. There are too many seniors who do not and will not have the money to retire given longer life expectancies.
What's Hooverville? I'm lost.
Hooverville, Hoover, okay, that is someplace out in the sticks somewhere.
Hooverville, is that like the boonies, Mark? Because I might know. I know what that Hooverville is not connected for me.
Ageism is forced to shift in corporate America, or the homeless situation will be unprecedented.
I agree, but see, corporate America doesn't care. They just want younger, and you can look at the news and see that they don't care.
Yes, and so I think a younger mindset is going to help a lot of people. You understand what I mean? I don't mean you go and you hang out at the party with them after works and do all of the shots and all of that. I'm saying you need to be
a youthful mindset.
Definitely a youthful mindset.
Okay, Mark.
It's in reference to what happened in the U.S. under President Hoover.
Okay, I gotta go look at that. I mean,
I do too, because I'm like, what is Hooverville?
Was Hoover before FDR? And because I know FDR put the Social Security and all that stuff in place. I got a gap with my presidential knowledge. I just go to Perplexity or Google.
Yeah, I got to go check with Charles and see what he said.
I checked with my assistant because I'm like Hooverville. Yeah, so thank you, Mark, for that, because I will definitely go down the road.
This was during the Depression in 1932.
Okay, yes, this was before. So Hoover was before FDR, right? So FDR was the one that came in with the Great New Deal and Social Security.
Chicken in every pot and something.
Yes. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Yes, we will probably go back to that, but I'm going to.
I disagree with that, because I got the feeling there are enough of us who will make the shift to keep that from happening.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. This
right. There's going to be enough people who came from the technical side of stuff, the ones who started the internet, who started the superhighway and all of that. They're not going to be. They're still thinking tech forward, and they're the ones who wrote the AI code and stuff. So,
see, and you're right, Fran, and Mark is right. And see what it is. And this story came out. There is a group that will not, or cannot, or need to be shown the what am I trying to say? That they're creating that new economy is there. There's no barrier. There's no hurdle. They've already got this. They've got the asset. All they need is go, hey, there's a door over there. You might want to check it out.
Old Man Steve.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me about that. Old Man Steve. So, speaking of that, I found another report data study. I'm not going to go over it, but I found this one slide that I was like, I want to talk about, and I want to apply it here. I'm going to bring it up, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let everybody look at it, and then I'm going to ask for some opinion. So let me see how I can. Oh, yeah. I didn't bring it up. Oh. All right, sorry. Go. Can you fill in while I try to figure out how to get this?
Okay, so while she's bringing that up, Old Man Steve is 86, and he's on YouTube, he's on TikTok, and he's on Instagram. Oh, and TikTok, he got 1.8 million followers.
Really?
1.8 mil. He's got 19,000 YouTube. So he took your advice, and he's on all
And
three platforms.
he's not the only one
No,
that
he's
is a
not.
certain age, seasoned, is on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, or pick your lane.
And he was just recently on 2 weeks ago. I'm looking at it. I'm like, what the?
I gotta go check out old man Steve. Glad to see that he's still here.
Right. And he'll probably
Keep
be here
going.
because he's got the attitude for what it is. Oh, and
Yes.
then look, and you can cash app him, you can PayPal him.
Get out of here.
He said, "Oh man, Steve, real and not AI generated." Okay.
Ooh. See that, but that's and I love that. Before I bring up this slide, that's what one of the things I wrote down was human AI. These people, the season, the experience, the 40 years, the 20 years, whatever the amount of experience, you are the AI. You are the AI. Oh, I'm sorry. I have one more tab before let me show this before I do that, which is I was on Threads and I saw this conversation. And I'm not going to zoom in. I'm just going to read it. If I know you can't read it. So this was somebody, the copy home. This is a person that they do copyright copy. They do write copy for real estate agents. So let me see. I'll zoom in. Let me zoom in a little bit because I always forget to unzoom it. Okay, there we go. The copy home. What I do a lot of now is fix subpar AI copy. Agents have gotten really excited about their chat GPT and have gone a little crazy. Then realize they need my help because their copy is flat, boring, and often confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And then she had an example sentence that AI wrote. That's the next here, let me scroll it. That's the next thread post that she put in. This is what AI did, and a real estate agent is, oh, I'm just going to use AI. I don't got to help. No, I don't have to hire a copywriter. And they put this in and they get this.
I think you should read the sample because that is
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, her what AI wrote and then what she wrote.
So this is what she said. They're so excited to use ChatGPT or whatever AI tool. So this is what they gave you. The residence features a thoroughly curated courtyard that enhances both relaxation and functionality. And then she went in and said, what is a thoughtful curated courtyard? This is classic AI word salad. Her upgrade to that was oversized sliders open to the spectacular north-facing courtyard, blurring the lines between indoor and outdoor living. Long family brunches and sunset cocktails with friends beckon in this striking extension to the home, perfect for both entertaining and quiet relaxation. So she took what the AI spit out,
Mm-hmm.
and she changes it because the thing that AI spits out ain't going to sell a home. The residence features a thoroughly what is that? That's a theme paper. That's a thesis. That's an essay. That's something you turn in scholarly. That doesn't sell homes.
That was something written by somebody who did not set their AI up to sound human,
right?
Or whatever.
And you're right. A lot of people don't understand that they have to season their cast iron. Anybody know what I'm talking about? When you get cast iron, you got to season it.
You got to keep doing it.
Season it. It doesn't, everything sticks iron. And all. So this is what you do. I call AI out the box. I can spot it in the wild. I know it when I see. I say, you guys just straight copy and paste.
Mm-hmm. Because she said it's a classic AI word salad.
Right. So I saw this on, and let me go to copy home. Bonnie, the real estate writer, practical advice for solo biz babes, helping you turn your words into money. Built a 6-figure copywriting biz. Get your first client. See, I love her bio. And I love that she says build a 6-figure copywriting biz because I know that she built one.
And she can help you build one. And the first step is going to be in your attitude. If you don't think that you can do it, or if you think, oh, they're out to get me, I'm not going to be able to da 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 da. She cannot pull you out of that mud.
But what she can do is fix your broken, sad, bland, vanilla words that
And
don't
you,
sell anything online.
and so I would go to her to have her fix some stuff. Just because if I didn't feel like, okay, so I write so I can fix my own stuff.
Yes.
But if I didn't know how to write and I needed some copyright, I'd call her because she's approachable.
And she's a professional, and she's
Hmm.
online on Threads helping. That was
Right.
helpful.
And she used to have a copy job.
That was very helpful. So guess what? I would check out her link in the bio. I will see what she's offering. I will do, like Fran said, you'll do business with her if you're in the real estate business, because you don't have time to be sitting around figuring out, how do I fix my AI? I mean, you could season it, but that is not, some people aren't going to do that, and they don't need to, because of her. Body's here to save the day.
The hardest part of doing a listing is finding out what you're going to say to capture the attention of a person that is going to look at that listing. Because if you don't attract their attention, they're not coming to see that house.
You got to stop the scroll. You got to get their attention. You got to catch them. You got to, otherwise, and that's another thing that I always say about people making content online. It's the easiest thing to do to put up a post. But does it work? Does it attract your target audience? Does it attract a human? That stuff from the first post that she does not attract a human being. So, Mark had some comments.
So, Mark says, his fears are based on the work that he did in DEI ageism is huge, as a huge reality in corporate America. For it to shift, CEOs and business leaders need to shift their awareness and consciousness. If those who have been disenfranchised begin their own businesses with that consciousness, things will shift, but the volume will need to be huge given the population. And you know what, with regard to Mike's comments, it might be a one-to-one person. You may not be able to save the entire group.
Right. I'm not trying to do that. I'll just, if we could reach a few people to get them to think the process of thinking of, wait a minute, I'm trying to knock down a door that's sealed shut. Oh, look to the left. There's a window over there that's open. I can get out through the window. But if you're not if you're only looking at the sealed door in front of you and you keep knocking and knocking and nobody's opening the door, but there's a window over there, go through the window. Okay.
Make the shift. And it's an individual effort.
And also the thing about corporations, I mean, we're in an age where they don't really care. And with this administration, they really don't care about the people. I mean, if you don't realize that now, they don't care.
Okay, because they're beholden to the stakeholders.
They're listening to the shareholders. And the thing real quick about the boycotts are getting their attention. So that's some of the things that consumers are doing, but they don't really care unless you speak up and say this is right, this is wrong, da da da. A corporation doesn't care because they are concerned about the shareholders, not the customers.
And the shareholders will take them to task or hold them to task. So let shares drop.
Yeah, you see what's happening to Tesla and Target, their shares are dropping. Boop, boop, boop. Those shareholders are like, wait a minute. And you see a certain man on TV crying because his stock has taken such a dive. I won't say his name, but he's been crying. I would cry too. But yeah, hey, this is FAFO. He finding out. All right. So I didn't want this to get to political. I just wanted to, like you said, there's a window.
There is a way of escape. There is a way to get out, but you have to calm. I'm going to say this. You people will have to calm down a little bit to see it, because if you're all frazzled, you will not see the opportunity. I'm gonna say that.
Right. Yeah, I want you to see the opportunity. And it's not to say that the government shouldn't do social Social Security. The government shouldn't do this because Social Security is ours. You paid into it. That's your
Right.
money. There's
Yes.
no entitlements there. That's your money. That's not a handout.
Yes.
Okay. But all the other things that the government is doing, they should do. They should do. But there's somebody that's breaking it all. And you know, we're in this path. So what do you do when it's like I need to make money and I don't want to make the $17 an hour because it's whatever the list of reasons. All I'm saying is there's a window over there. Please look at it. Don't say, oh, this is, you know, it's stupid. Social media is stupid and there's a bunch of kids dancing, or I don't know what to do, or I feel stupid, or that's why we brought up Old Man Steve. That's why.
I'm going to show you Old Man
Yeah,
Steve's
show me. Yeah.
YouTube page real quick. I was
Let's see.
like,
Oh, you got
okay, Old
YouTube?
Man Steve. He's on YouTube too, as well. I was
Okay,
like,
good.
okay, fine. What? This is Old Man Steve.
He's on YouTube. He has 19.7K subscribers. All right. He has 1,000 videos. Look at that. And guess what? Does he have a fancy header?
No, that's what I was like. Oh, he didn't make it swim, do nothing. It just says Old Man Steve.
It says Old Man Steve. I love that. This is perfect. And it's him. He's an old man. He's Steve.
He's 86.
I'm 86 years old and just having some fun doing my. See, this, bravo. This is what I'm talking about. Look, his views, he's got like 500 views, 100 views, 200. He doesn't have to be Mr. Beast.
Okay? No, he's got an audience. But see, over on TikTok, he has 1 million.
Yes. See, he doesn't have to have Mr. Beast numbers on YouTube. This is fine because he is putting out content constantly. He's probably in the YouTube partner program. But even if he wasn't, I didn't want this to be about YouTube. But he doesn't even have to be in the YouTube partnership program to make the money.
No, because he's making the money over on TikTok.
He's making the money all with his link in bio where he has a digital offer. And it could be anything. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to get into that. But I'm glad that you brought that up because I have a slide to show you. Oh, okay, Dr. Taji's here.
Hey, Dr. Taji. See, but he could be talking about, oh, I've been doing business for however how long, and I'm
pretty sure
he's not working at the sandwich shop. He's working on his social media content.
Yeah. So he's 86. The person in the article was 70, but this Old Man Steve is 86. He's got way more experience, but guess what he's doing? He's on YouTube. He figured it out. I'm pretty sure maybe he might have been smart enough to do it, or he had a grandchild or son or daughter. Somebody showed him how.
So he went and got some help from somewhere, but he did not just sit down there and wallow in. Oh,
yes, I'm making $17 an hour, and I need to make the shortfall because I need to eat and I need rent. Now that's what I'm saying. I'm not putting down the other man's story. I felt for him, but as soon as I read that story, I was like, creator economy. You have there may be a learning curve. There may be a learning curve, but guess what? Your local library has free senior citizen.
Look, I don't know if AARP help you get online or not, but
somewhere. And the government used to do this. Yeah, somewhere the government used to do this. It's called retraining. The government used to do it. I don't know what they're doing now. But your library, a charity or organization is teaching seniors how to use the phone,
reinvent themselves,
how to get on the internet. I seen it. So what I'm saying is that the path is there. You got to get on it. And I understand, like, France, I love that you said about the frazzled and being freaked out about what's going on. But the window's over there. You bamming on this steel door trying to get out the bank wall. It ain't opening. The window's over there. I need you to go through the window. Okay. So that's really what it's about. Really and truly. And it can't be that, everybody else has done it. Is there another Old Man Steve? There's only one.
There's old man Steve, but I'm sure there's old man somebody else or
Yes,
something.
that's what I mean. You don't go on as old man Steve. Getting back to the copywriter, he goes on and talks about advertising copy because I want to learn more about that. Or somebody who is a small business owner who may be doing things on their own, who doesn't have a budget to hire somebody and has the time and wants to carve out the time to learn copywriting. Boom, there you go. I
Or
want to
the
learn from that guy.
person. How many people do not know how to use AI? Because just because Apple Intelligence or Gemini or whoever, all of these things are there, they don't know how to use it. And if they would pay somebody, could you just help me construct this in a way that I can get my message across? Well, the
Yes.
dude at the deli, okay, he can have a channel. Dude from the deli, let me, fix your copywriting. Tell me
While he
what you
makes a
want to say.
sandwich.
Tell me what you want to say, and I'll tell you how to say it better. What? Come
And the
on.
deli will be happy because he's advertising the deli for free. See how that works? But you gotta have it here to where you're thinking about there's the open window. Pivot and look at the open window. That's
I
it.
hire a dude from the deli.
And so another thing about the AI, teaching the AI, and also like this lady that does the copy, the fixing the AI copy, you teaching people or doing it for them where you take, you get the best of AI. How do I use AI to reach my audience? How do I get the best of it? How do I squeeze these lemons and make lemonade? Because that's what people want with AI. They don't want to go, oh, well, I'm going to use Gemini or I'm going to use Chat. It doesn't matter which tool you use. You want to make the lemonade. I don't care. I just want to make the lemonade. I want somebody to make the lemonade for me. I'm going to pay you to make the lemonade for me. See?
Because I'm telling you, the people in business, they don't want to set up their CRM. They don't want to do all. Can you just do that for me? That's why they hire a bookkeeper. I'll just bring you my receipts and you just do all of that.
In one of the articles I posted, I'm gonna put the links up. One of the older Americans who he retired or whatever, and he wanted to make up some money. He does TaskRabbit. Because he likes doing that. He's like doing it. So I'm just saying there's a myriad of opportunity. All right. So talking about YouTube, there's a slide I want to show you from a report that we're going to talk about later. But I want to show you this one slide. And let me get back to you guys because I just flopped that. All right. Can we see this okay?
I can. You can make it bigger if you want.
All right. Let me see. All right.
Okay. I guess we're there.
Okay. Are we good?
I can see it.
All right. So this is some Sprout Social. I forgot what the name of the report is. We'll talk about it later. And I want you to look at this. Consumer demographics. Which platforms do social media users have profile on? And this is connected to what I'm talking about in Old Man Steve and the seasoned older American. So the consumer demographic is broken out on the left. All social media users on the top, and then they have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and Threads at the top. At the left, it says all social media users, the first row. Then Gen Z, then Millennials, then Gen X, then Baby Boomers. Also, everything is color coded. I want you to look at the color coding, and that's what I'm going to focus on. So I'm going to let you guys see if you pick up what I'm going to show you. From just looking at this chart. The coloring.
Mm-hmm. The saturation, the deeper greens.
Yes.
Shows more saturation.
Yes. Yes. Agreed. I agree. And that deeper saturation, what does that have to do with visibility? It has to do with a lot with visibility. Where would you want to be if you were trying to be visible?
It looks like you need to be Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
No, those are the darker ones. I don't want to be there. That's saturated.
Okay. Oh, so
you want the light green. Who's light green?
Threads.
That's where your opportunity to be seen because there's less trees. I'll put it like that. There's a forest.
And now
Where are the thin trees where the sunlight comes through and somebody can see me and rescue me? Threads, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Now, I want you to look at the left. Gen Z, millennial, Gen X, baby boomers. What is the lightest row here? Baby boomers.
on Instagram.
They're not on Threads. They're not. And then from 10 to 38%, 38%, 42. What I want you to see is that if baby boomers is your market, do you want to be on Instagram? Do you want to be on Facebook? Or do you want to be on Threads? I want to be on Threads. Because they're coming to Threads.
Yeah, they're over there. The baby boomers are there when you see
I want to be ready and my content is all ready. Do I want to be on Facebook where I have to fight the competition and everybody's there? Yes, you want to be on Facebook, but what I'm saying is you concentrate more of your efforts to Threads, because that, again, I've talked about Threads since it came out. And I said, you don't have to be on it, but I was like, I'm going to be on it. I'm going to be there watching and seeing, because it has growth potential. With baby boomers, if that is your target audience, you want to start building, you got your farmland. We said this before. You got your farmland, and I'm moving from New York City. I'm moving to New Hampshire, and I got a farm, and I'm going to make honey, and I'm going to make this, and I'm going to have chickens. And you buy the land, and you get there, and it's land, and you go, well, where's my farm? Because we're from New York. We're like, where the farm at? Oh, you mean I gotta build a farm? I gotta build a barn. I gotta turn the land over. I gotta plant. I gotta fertilizer. I gotta water. I gotta nurture. I gotta get the bugs. I gotta weed. You mean I gotta do that before I get some eggs? Or before I get my vegetables or my corn or whatever you're planting? That's what we have to look at. So when I saw this chart, I was like, ooh, most people would run to Facebook. And I'm like, yes, have a presence on Facebook, but build more of an effort, Threads, link, because they're going to go there. See, they're going to go to the lighter shaded green squares. Okay. Does everybody get one of them?
So Dr. Tachi has a comment. She says, so it looks like IG is the place to be, but you're saying it's Threads.
No, I'm saying be there. I'm saying that's why I brought up the farmland, the content, the rich soil, the possibility, the opportunity. Because you see, remember that old man Steve, we found him on TikTok.
Yeah, he's got 1 million on TikTok.
But I don't know when he made the switch, because I'm pretty sure I have to look. I'm pretty sure he started on TikTok and didn't have a YouTube, or maybe had a YouTube, but he concentrated more. He was found on TikTok is what I'm saying, but he's spreading out to YouTube and doing, I haven't found him other places. Is he on Instagram? I'm not sure.
He is.
Okay.
He's on Instagram too.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got 51.k followers on Instagram, but his main thing is 1.8 on TikTok. He's diversified his holdings.
And then let's look at Gen Z again. The same thing. I could be on Instagram and post my stuff and look at me and beat the drum. But are they going to see me through the 78%? Are they going to see me over on LinkedIn or Threads or Pinterest better?
Right.
Thinner trees is what I'm trying to say. Thinner trees, you can see.
You won't get lost in the mix. Okay.
You might want to start building, because I always get these little notifications. Oh, so-and-so is now on Threads. So-and-so that you follow on Instagram is now. I get that all the time. People are slowly coming over to Threads. It's not about popularity. We're talking about building business, building brand. We need to be somewhere where, hey, wait a minute. There's some space so I can be seen.
Oh, so this is like the gold rush when not everybody was out there.
Yes, yes.
You gonna go stake your claim first before all of the people
Who would
rush.
have want to been in 18 whatever and running to San Francisco back then and looking at the way it is now, or whatever, area in California that's richly, everything is rich in opportunity, and they built up a brand, or they built a business and it's been in business since 18 whatever. That the history of that, there was a relative that left the East and rushed out, and in the East, on the East Coast, people live on the East Coast was like, "You're crazy. Why are you going to California? Rich, fertile land to build a new brand, a new thing, a new city, a new life."
Yep.
So you look 100 years in the future. Wasn't that a good idea to leave? I think so. If you weren't happy on the East Coast, and I'm pretty sure were they the government giving out something for free for you to leave? I forgot what it was. I gotta
I
do my
know
studying.
it was easier then to get you some land. You had to come
Right.
out and
I mean,
stake your claim. I
yeah,
was
it
like,
wasn't
what?
easy. They had to go through the
But
mountains and
okay, I'm
yeah.
not talking about after you got there. It was
Yes.
easy for you to stake out your claim to
Yes.
get your. It's not like it is now where the state of California is not giving you any more land.
Right.
You
They're not
do
giving
that.
land. But it was land in 18 whatever that they was like, all you gotta
Yes.
do is make it out there.
Yep. And come
It's a
get your
long
yeah.
way, but a lot of people didn't make it, but the ones that did, look what they left you know, their
Yep.
family members, that they have this wealth. So that's what I'm saying here. When I see this chart, most people will go, I'm running to Facebook and this. Yes, run there, but don't don't make yourself going crazy, because this is the thing with Instagram, people going crazy. I'm not being seen. I'm like, well, okay, look, it's deep green.
Yeah. Mark says, I believe in equality. My social mediocrity does not discriminate. I'm overlooked equally on all platforms. But you, Mark, I've been seeing your YouTube. People are watching. They may
Maybe
not be
so.
saying none, but they are watching.
I always look at this as, and I bring you the analogy of, I want to farm because the price of eggs, well, in New York City, they're $20, some places, and I have a picture to prove it. But if I want eggs, I'll go, hey, I either pay the price, or you know what? I always wanted to move to Vermont and start a farm. Let me go buy some land. And you think that you bought, and depending on how you approach this, you get a picture of a farmhouse and the land and everything. Just, oh, look at that! I'm going to be picking berries, and and then you get there, it's tumbleweeds, it's weeds, there's a broken down barn, and I
And
didn't,
you're
I
like,
didn't know I had to put in work.
yes. And then you got to get the chickens and help them lay.
Yes, how do you get the chicken to lay the eggs? I don't know. I've lived in New York all my life. I don't know. It's certain things. You bought the cow because you want the fresh milk. And how do you do that? All right, so we're gonna talk about this later. That chart is a part of let me see, what was it called? It's the 2024 social media content strategy report from Sprout Social. We'll look at that. There's
Yeah,
a bunch
that
of things that data wise. There's the Edison report that's coming out. This is the one they talk about podcasting and audio and stuff. Comes out every year in March, so we'll be looking at that. But I wanted to show you this because, and it all stemmed from me seeing this Huffington Post HuffPost article. And let me put the link in the chat. And like I said, I really felt sorry for this person. But when I read that they had 40 something years of copyright advertising copyright experience, I was like, you are focusing on the wrong thing, sir. You have the best asset. Now you must learn how to pivot to the window and apply what you have, which is very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Experience and knowledge is very valuable, because I said at the top when we started talking about AI, that people think now, oh, I got AI, I don't need, I'll just put, I'll put a prompt through and just use whatever it gives me. But again, if you don't season your cast iron, it's gonna
It's
give you
not going to work.
bland, sticky. It's not gonna come out right.
No, it's not. And and you may need somebody to help you with the prompt, because you
Yes,
still have to know how to craft the question, how
yes,
to put the question, how to put uh
yes. And
the
here's another
request
thing.
in.
Yeah,
You can't
here's
just.
another thing. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I don't want to learn how to do that. There's the lady that writes the copy for the real estate. There's the person that writes the copy for you have a sports business, or you have jewelry or whatever, and there's somebody that does that.
And I think Mark also has done, I don't know if he's done copywriting, but he has done writing. You can reach out to Mark and say, "Hey, can you help me?" Um, wasn't there like an attorney? I'm jumping subjects. There was
Hmm.
an attorney who would have uh, on YouTube or somewhere where they would come on, and he would answer questions for people to help give them where to go to get what they needed. And
Yeah,
maybe that's the type of thing the gentleman
yeah. Let's see. I'm
at the
speaking of
deli
that.
could
I
do.
there's a lawyer I follow on Facebook that he talks about trademark stuff.
And just answers trademark questions.
Right, that's
Um,
his thing.
and so somebody needs to answer copyright questions. How would I say this if I wanted to use Chat GPT to do blah 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 blah? And I remember those days. What, I don't know if it was Blab or where people would be able to have their page looked at to get in, somebody would come on, show me your website and I can give you, what is it called? Oh my God.
Um,
Uh, you have a website and they look at your website and give you feedback on the website. And I can't remember what that used to be called.
what, SEO?
No, where the person is, hey, let's take a look at your website and so we can see what we can do to make it better. Or let's take a look at your uh, whatever it is that you happen to have been doing, and
Mm-hmm.
let's see
Mm-hmm.
how we can make this better. And they gave you feedback. Okay, perhaps like they looked at your profile and
Right.
told you how to. I can't remember what it's called.
It's not an SEO
No,
person,
it was like
a website
analyze your
consultant. Or,
they would consult, because I think you've done it before too. Okay, let's take a look at your profile. Now, perhaps you can use a different word than cat, and perhaps you might want to change your name and do this or whatever,
mhm.
but you would give
Yeah,
them
I know
a
what you're saying, but I
diagnosis.
don't the title of that consultant,
It's
website
a
consultant.
diagnosis and whatever, but people were doing that. I
Hmm.
think people need to get back to doing that because it's helpful.
Well, I will say quickly about that, that you can use AI for that too if you
Yes,
want.
but
You could.
most people, for the people who don't know how to use
Yes,
AI,
right. I know. Yes, the people that
there's a
don't know.
person, right?
Right.
So, hey, I can help you figure out the best use of whatever,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes, and even that person that has the knowledge can use AI as a shortcut.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what
And
I'm
then,
saying, and that's what I've been doing recently. I was like, "Oh, AI can," because I'm like, I don't have time to go and search. Well, what's the latest on what Google is doing? Because Google is always changing the rules, or this, or that, or that. So I'm like, I let I let it do the work for me, because it will go and search the web and find the resources. And like I said, I'm the human with the experience, so I look at the results and say that's right, that's wrong. See,
correct.
but it
And
saves me
then
time.
you present that to the people that you serve, and
Yes,
they get the right answer, because they're not going to go to the shelf and pull the encyclopedia off the shelf and open the book. They're not going to do it.
right. All right, so just real quick, I wanted to mention that I gave my assistant a task to do, and applying it to the story from the gentleman's name is Michael Borden, the 70-year-old copywriter that's working at the deli. So they were saying that build the online brand around his expertise. That's what we've been talking about, your asset. Problem, he's a talented copywriter, but nobody's buying his skills. Solution, he needs to create demand by positioning himself as a trusted expert online. And there's a way to do that. You can start we brought those things up. Start a website, run a YouTube channel, go to TikTok, go to wherever you want to go, and just start talking. And you need to build that up. And it says, why? Instead of waiting for clients, he attracts them by showing his expertise. Okay. Then to make money, package your skills into digital products. The problem, trading time for money isn't working anymore. Solution, sell copywriting resources that generate passive income. That's the thing that we just was talking about. You sell things you sell digital products, or you sell your time or your consultancy or whatever. But you cannot do the selling part without the first part, which was building an online brand around his expertise. And it sounds like, well, again, I bring up the farmland. There's something you want, but you got to put a little bit of you got to put a little bit of elbow grease into this. You got to turn the earth over. It's real easy. You got this phone, you do old man Steve, and you start talking. Okay, that's it. But if you don't start talking right now, it's never going to get off of the ground, and you're going to stay in that spot of, I don't like working at the deli, I don't have any choices. And my thing is that there are choices. That's the whole goal of this what we're talking about today. They're choices. I didn't say it was easy, but there's choices. I didn't say it was easy. I never said it was
from the deli. Boy, he can work that. I'm the dude from the deli.
Dude from the deli talking about copyright. I'll tune in.
I would too, because it's unique. And dude from the deli,
he doesn't have to dance. He doesn't have to juggle and point. And remember all the stuff? I was like, people pointing at the screen. Anybody pointing at the screen anymore?
No. And just like, so Mark has the 4-minute mark. Yes. Right? And I mean, that was like genius. Oh, okay. I can get in and out in 4 minutes. Okay.
Copyright knowledge while I make a sandwich. Whatever it is. We're in a spot where it's not about the follower count. Follower count is a nice analytic of growth. But as far as reaching someone who's going to buy what you're selling, the messages have to match.
Mm-hmm.
You have to match your intent with their intent. They being your target audience, your future customers. Then it has to match. Okay? And we talked about all of that. That's why I was talking about the marketplace of attention. I was talking about serving a purpose, knowing your purpose, getting your messaging right, all of that stuff. See, because then you do this. And I really, really felt bad. I really do feel bad with him and others in this position, because they are not seeing it. And I understand why, because there is an emotional part of this. To where you're, what do I do? Because the government is doing this, or The sooner you start, the sooner it's like an avalanche, a snowball. Soon as it starts rolling down the hill, it gets bigger and bigger. But you got to start that little piece of, you got to start that little snowball down the hill. Yep. That's what we're talking about here. So there's a window. I hope more people see that and realize that. I understand there are other emotional, human factors, societal factors in this. I didn't say it was easy. I'm saying it's doable. I'm saying there's a window. Now the window might be high and you can't reach it, but then there's some boxes over there, so you stack the boxes so you can get out the window. See, that's what I'm saying. The window's there. The opportunity, like Fran said, the opportunity is there. So, this will be more of a thing because the creator economy is growing. I think I talked about this last year. I got to do some more looking at the stats of, I believe it's in the billions, the potential for sales and stuff. So some people are successful at it and some people aren't. Now, that's what I'm saying. It's no guarantee that you're going to make it, but you're going to make more than the $17 an hour that he's making. Because he has. Why do I say that? Why do I know that if he started, I know He's going to make it because he has 40 years of advertising, copywriting experience. That does not go away. It is a skill that is needed because we are always selling things, whether it's on the TV or whether it's on Netflix or wherever. Things have to be sold.
Yep.
Copywriters are the ones that do that. I know.
Yes.
I work in advertising. I know. That's how things sell.
Right. McDonald's would be selling what they sold without a copywriter.
The commercial doesn't sell it. The copywriter who wrote the script, who wrote the copy, who wrote the ad sells it. They had a whole show about it called Mad Men.
Yep.
So, and that's what I wanted to present to you to this week. And again, this was something I saw and I thought, okay, we need to talk about it. I want to make sure that I got my point across. And like I said, this is my opinion. I wanted to get everybody's opinion on the articles. I put them in, the links are in the chat. So take a look and the discussion can continue in the comments.
Yes. And if you enjoyed this round of Marketing Talk, TJ will be here every Tuesday. And you can also reach her, terryjohnsononline.com/info to get on. I think she has Discord or some way. Anyway.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm thinking of rebranding everything. But just go to, this will always work. terryjohnsononline.com/info will always be the URL that I use. When you get there, things will change. I'm working on some stuff, Substack, and this, it's a mix. But I'll always be Terry Johnson Online on your favorite platform, wherever you want to reach me at.
Very good. And so we invite you to follow TJ and get connected so that you can get the help that you need. And you don't have to stay stuck. You can keep it pushing and keep it moving. We got the tools to help you do that. You can become a part.
I'm your push out of the mud.
Come on, let's go. You can become a part of the Bizchicks community by texting biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net. However you get here, we welcome you. Remember that we are here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. And we will see you next week and on Friday for Tech Life Weekly. Thank you, Dr. Tachi. Thank you, Mark. We will see everybody real soon.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye.